Ho ho!
Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. On this channel, we usually cover press conferences and relevant news related to our club. And although we normally try to avoid talking about Barcelona, as you already know, this time, I don't think we can. This is the first video in a series we'll be releasing over the coming weeks, focusing on updates surrounding the Negreira case. Real Madrid is part of the formal accusation against Barcelona for sporting corruption. Following the collapse of Florentino Perez's Super League project, the club no longer views Barcelona as an ally and has shifted its position, committing its efforts to helping clarify and uncover the truth behind this case. Just a few weeks ago, Real Madrid TV released a video for the first time pointing directly at one of the individuals implicated in the Negreira case. So, let's take a look.
This is Albert Soler. He served as Spain's Secretary of State for Sport and President of the Higher Sports Council, CSD, in 2011, and previously as Director General of Sports between 2008 and 2011. In 2014, he joined Barcelona as Director of Institutional Relations and Director of Professional Sports, a position he held until 2021. Between 2021 and 2023, Soler returned to public office as Director General of Sports at Spain's Higher Sports Council. According to several media outlets, Albert Soler is one of the main figures identified in the ongoing investigation into the Negreira case. As reported by OK Diario, Albert Soler allowed the Negreira case to lapse after moving from his role as a senior executive at FC Barcelona to becoming vice president of the Higher Sports Council. The former Barcelona executive was aware of the payments made to José María Enríquez Negreira and remained silent during his tenure as Director General of the Higher Sports Council. According to this outlet, Albert Soler acted as an enforcement arm for FC Barcelona, using his institutional position to prevent the club from being sanctioned in connection with the Negreira case. This is particularly significant because Albert Soler was part of Barcelona's board during some of the years in which up to 8.4 million euros were paid to the vice president of the referees committee, José María Enríquez Negreira. After leaving Barcelona, Soler was appointed Director General of the Higher Sports Spanish Council in May 2021. Despite having knowledge of these payments, Albert Soler could have reported the facts related to the Negreira case. He did not. Through his silence, the case was allowed to expire. As Director General of the Higher Sports Council, he was also one of the main driving forces behind Spain's new sports law, approved at the end of 2022, just as the Negreira case was about to explode publicly. Under this new law, Soler tightened the statute of limitations for minor and serious infractions, but not for very serious ones, the category under which the Negreira case falls. In doing so, he ignored what had been established in the 2015 Ethical Code of the Royal Spanish Football Federation, which stated that cases defined as bribery and corruption had no statute of limitations in football. Following the approval of the sports law, Albert Soler brought his time at the Higher Sports Council to an end. Just 2 months later, he was formally charged in the Negreira case. According to OK Diario, Albert Soler is a key figure in the Negreira scandal, accused by the Barcelona prosecutor's office of committing 3 criminal offenses, while the Spanish Football Federation attributes a 4th, within what is considered by far the biggest refereeing scandal in the history of Spanish football. The outlet, The Objective, also highlights Albert Soler's involvement in the Negreira case. Soler left Barcelona Football Club in 2021 to return to the Higher Sports Council as Director General, from where he actively promoted and participated in drafting the new sports law approved in December. A law that shields Barcelona club from a potential sporting sanction in the so-called Negreira case. The media outlet El Imparcial likewise reports on Albert Soler's involvement. Soler left his political position in 2014 to join FC Barcelona's organizational structure, remaining at the club until 2021. He was then recruited by the Progressive Coalition government to serve once again as Director General of the Higher Sports Council. From that position, he worked actively to push through changes to the sports law. This new law, of which Albert Soler was the main architect, changed everything by establishing a statute of limitations of just 3 years. In other words, the payments to Enríquez Negreira, as acknowledged by the government itself, ceased to be punishable under sporting regulations in 2021. Albert Soler has appeared in court as a defendant in the Negreira case and is, according to multiple media sources, one of the central figures identified in the corruption investigation surrounding the Negreira affair.
So that was it. Let me know what you think. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.